have got him for a loss, but that was the hardest hit of the night. There's no doubt about it. Holy smokes. Bubba Anderson with a monster shot there behind the line of scrimmage. 4 minutes, 8 seconds, and Lovington figuring we might just have to do it in the air. And if I'm on that sideline, that's exactly what I'm thinking. You don't want to get a pick on this play or on this drive, but at the same time, running game's going nowhere. What are we going to do here? And they're going to send out, no, they're going to go ahead and call a timeout to get a little bit of game planning here on 2nd and goal. This team is looking to score their 2nd touchdown, but tonight the Cavemen have had answers, especially for the rushing game.
Yeah, if I'm Lovington at that position, I'm probably doing like the fake handoff to Olguin, and I'm looking for a receiver just on a little screen pass or something, because we're only, on the 6-yard line?
Yeah, so the Cavemen really just have to kind of hope that what they're doing is just going to be right for what's going to happen for Lovington. Lovington has weapons. We've seen it tonight. They've got good hands. They've got speed. The quarterback has done a really good job in the passing game. The rushing game hasn't been there, but I could still expect Lovington to keep that option wide open, because all it takes is one.
For sure, and they've got like 5 receivers all the time, so they're kind of spread out.
3 minutes, 51 seconds here on the clock as things are all tied up here. 7-7. Band going 100 miles an hour. Pool party going on down at the student section.
The mascot looking good.
The mascot coming out with the Hawaiian gear. I mean, it's a good vibe here at Ralph Boyer Stadium.
I feel like we're at Chase Field with a pool.
Here in the shotgun position, Prudencio drops back. He's got a wide open man. That's going to be touchdown number 2 for Lovington. And it's kind of happened all night. They've got a touchdown for the Cavemen, wide open receiver, 2 touchdowns for Lovington. Same story. Javier Chaparro makes the catch and gets that touchdown in for Lovington. 13-7. Lovington takes the lead for the first time tonight. And like I said before, I mean, it seems like the passing game is what's really working for Lovington. The rushing game is not. And we're going to see if the Cavemen can come back and match that. But we had the over-under at 44.5. And so far, I mean, here in the first quarter already, we've seen 21 points scored. That's pretty high up there for us.
Yeah, for one quarter.
3 minutes, 47 seconds on the clock, and the Cavemen are going to get set to take over here. And special teams has been special on both sides tonight. We had the initial kickoff return from Evan Leos at the beginning of the game, 80-plus yards for the Cavemen, and then he just went ahead and said, "Coach, I'll just get the rest of it done." So he made the touchdown catch. And that's how the Cavemen scored. They scored in 2 plays. So if you're here with us now and you can hear us, let us know in the comment section. We'd appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with us.
Let us know where you're listening from.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you by All Sports Best and Red Rocket Media.
Last time Lovington kicked it out of bounds, and to me, I feel like it's no penalty, but...
So it's kind of like, what are we going to take here? And here they're going to go ahead and kick it straight up. Cavemen going to go ahead and fake the handoff once again. Leos has it again. He takes the exact same route. This time he's going to get stopped at about the 26-yard line. Still not a bad spot to be in, but if you let this ball go, you start at the 25. You really don't gain anything there. But he thought maybe I can go down that same route, but they had it covered. All right, 3 minutes, 41 seconds on the clock as the Cavemen take over at about, they're going to spot him at the 27-yard line. And Kaysen Perez has been efficient this year in the passing game. He, I believe, against Goddard had about 18. I think that Coach Sanders had told me that he went about 18 for 27 in the passing game. I said, 27 passes? That's outstanding. As the Cavemen went on to beat Goddard in their first win of the year last week on a Thursday. So they came into this game with an extra day of rest. Here's Kaysen Perez. He hands it off. Good solid run for the Cavemen. Is it going to be a first down? It almost is. Lovington stands him up trying to strip it.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to come about inches from the first down. And that first run.
Oh, they moved the chains.
For the Cavemen. Oh, they're going to go ahead and give them the first down. That first run of this series for the Cavemen came from number 21, Aiden Rodriguez, a senior for the Cavemen, listed at 5'2", 120. And again, they're going to go to the running game. Ref's given us a good placement on everything. They gave us about a yard there. 2 minutes, 55 seconds. Perez in the backfield. They got one receiver out to the left. He fakes the handoff, and he throws this one out of bounds. I don't know if that's going to be a penalty. No.
Yeah, you would think so, because
he wasn't out of the box.
Castaneda wasn't even 10 yards from the ball.
So as we know from last year, Robert Castaneda was the number one weapon last year. He was the number one weapon against Artesia. Tonight, Evan Leos has really been a factor, and we haven't seen Castaneda get into the game just yet in terms of like impact, but we expect that very soon.
We have 3 receivers on the left side and 1 on the right.
Rodriguez is in the backfield with Perez. Perez looking back to get the play. Play clock's not even active tonight for whatever reason that might be. It looks like it might be a delay of game. We're going to see what that flag was. Called from deep.
That's probably what it was.
All right, so it is delay of game. And I know that they just installed a new play clock right here against the stands. And if that's active, then that's the only thing that they're really going to be able to look at. And as a quarterback, can you really see it behind your guys? I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be looking over there. And
yeah, the ones in the back of the end zones make the most sense, but they're not on. So Kaysen Perez scrambling out to his left. And this one is non-throwing side. So he'd have to turn his whole body to make that pass, and he just decides to get it out of bounds. Gains about 5 yards on the play, though. But it's going to be 4th and deep in bad territory, or bad field position, so they're going to send someone out there, Evan Leos, namely, to punt this one back to Lovington. The last punt was a bad break for the Cavemen. He kind of got it off the, I believe, kind of like higher up on his foot, and it popped right up. This one straight the returner for Leos.
Yeah, and really good coverage too. So, and a lot of times when the ball is kind of flat like that, it takes a while for them to get there, but they seem to get on it pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, they're got some athletes on both sides. Cavemen looking good defensively tonight. We know that Lovington has scored twice, and the 2 touchdown passes that they got across were seemingly wide open, but even with that, we've seen the Cavemen be able to put some stoppage power together. So Prudencio back, 3 wide receivers on the left. He fakes the handoff. He's got options. This one a pretty deep pass. Good coverage, though. No.
Oh, nice catch.
Number 7. Kyler Reeves gets up and brings down that ball. What a big pass for Lovington. It's going to put him at the 39-yard line. So they take that one from the 21 all the way across. That's about, what is that, a 40-plus yard pass?
Yeah, it was a nice pass. I thought that
all in the air.
Lopez was going to be right there to try to deflect it or knock it down, but that receiver made a nice play on it.
It was a nice play. That was a tough one, kind of a 50-50 ball. 2 minutes on the clock. The quick pitch for Lovington gets laid out behind the line of scrimmage.
It looked like a fumble.
And that one was tossed to Jaden Gutierrez, I believe. All right, with just a minute and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter, Lovington leads 14-7. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by All Sports Best. Check out the podcast on YouTube. Just search up All Sports Best. Unless you're watching it here, this is where you can find us for the podcast. And here's a big run for Lovington. It finally is brought down by number 33, Blas Lopez. But a solid run for Lovington as they're going to pick up another first down. Red Rocket Media bringing you the coverage here. Production, video, audio. So a big shout out to Red Rocket Media. A minute 13 on the clock. If you haven't seen the podcast in the most recent with Coach Sanders, we have 10 minutes of it at halftime for you to check out. So you can stick around for the halftime show to learn more about what the Cavemen have done to prepare. All right, Prudencio all day behind the line of scrimmage. He finally finds a guy, but he kind of tries to force it in there to number 2, Javier Chapato, and he's not able to bring it down. So 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. The Cavemen notably didn't come out of their normal tunnel, the cave, that they usually do. They had like a banner that they busted through, and I don't know. Do you think they're done with it?
I don't know. Or maybe they're getting a new one. It hasn't come in. That's what I'm hoping for, because that thing looked kind of, I don't know, like something that.
Almost generic?
Yeah, almost like that.
I gotcha.
That's
and this time, Colton McKibben almost gets him back behind the line of scrimmage, but he slows him down enough to get caught by the rest of his teammates just a bit later. That was Prudencio trying to make a run, the quarterback. Number 36 seconds here in the first quarter. Lovington is going to get one more playoff before the end of the quarter.
I don't understand the defender on the Caveman, number 13 on this side. On the back, he has like a light. It's almost like a...
Oh, no, it's just a back plate, and it's just reflecting on the light.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Prudencio in the backfield with one running back, 2 wide receivers on both sides of the field. This one right up the middle. Oh, and it's tipped off of the ref's head.
Oh, my gosh.
So it tips off of the wide receiver, it looked like, and it hit off the referee's head, and it popped up, and Lovington, right place, right time, comes down with it, gains another 5 yards on that catch. And in total, they got about 15 yards on that play. So it's going to be 1st and goal, and Carlsbad catches a bad break on that one.
Looks like they're going to take another timeout, or the Cavemen are.
Shout out to former Caveman Jacob Mireles on the YouTube giving us the okay on the sound. Appreciate you. It's going to be a timeout with just, or no, it's not a timeout, I'm sorry. It's going to be in between quarters. As we head into the second quarter, the Cavemen trail 14-7. Lovington in great field position. And tonight is a beautiful night here at Ralph Boyer Stadium. We had a special delivery before the game of the game ball. We had a helicopter from the hospital, I believe, right? Carlsbad Medical Center must have made that trip, and helicopter came down, landed behind the end zone, and delivered that football from the Cavemen.
And out came the Cavemen. Yeah, the Cavemen came out of there.
So put in the comment section, what is your take on the Cavemen's actual name? Is it Rusty? Ralph? Is it Rocky? What is the name of the Cavemen mascot? This debate has been going on. I actually got called today, and they said, well, what is the answer? And we actually got an interview with the Cavemen. It's coming out next week, just on a quick social media post that you guys will have to check out to find out. But what do you think it is? Is it Rusty, Ralphie, or Rocky? Throw it in the comment section. Let us know. What's your mascot named? I think just naming the mascot the Cavemen is more than sufficient. Don't you think that's a cool mascot name?
Yeah, that is a cool name. In fact, that's...
So here at about the 7-yard line, Lovington has it. Prudencio scrambles out, and it looks like If he would have taken one more step, I think they would have considered that a football move and a fumble. But there, it's like he didn't have it long enough, and Kyler Reeves just drops it. So it's going to be marked down as incomplete, but I think another step, he would have had it long enough to consider it a fumble, don't you say?
Yeah, probably. But he probably would have ran it into the end zone if he would have had it one more step. But that's only the second incomplete pass that I can think of this whole game for them. So that's pretty good.
I don't know how accurate that is, but we'll take it.
I've been doing stats.
Oh, okay. 11 minutes, 54 seconds. Lovington has 2 wide receivers out right, 1 to the left. They go to the running game, and this is going to get them about 4 yards on the ground. They haven't had a bunch of success on the ground, but it is a dual threat offense, something that they go to make sure that you don't feel like you just can cover the passing game. And every solid team has that option, or both options. 11 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock. And Lovington trying to separate themselves from the Cavemen. The early predictions from around the state had the Cavemen losing badly tonight. Prudencio fakes the handoff and gets popped by 3 different Cavemen as they got back there quickly. I got 39, 19, 39, 19, and 88. Let's read those off. 19's Bubba Anderson, 39 is Simon Rubio, and 88 came in Augustine Venegas. So 3 Cavemen on that play defensively, coming in quickly. 10 minutes, 40 seconds. And Lovington going to do the field goal attempt. Going safe here. More than anything, they're going the smart route with 4th down and 8 to go. But we got a flag on the play. Could it have been the Cavemen leaving early? We hope not. And it is. So Lovington is going to get 5 yards on the offsides. And now that field goal is looking a little bit easier.
Yeah, I almost feel like in this position, you do a fake field goal and go for it just because, you know what I mean, you're going to put
Very
it in
well
deep.
could be. It looks like the holder's kind of looking things around. Okay, he's getting back into his position.
And he's a running back.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be the most athletic player on the Lovington offense holding the ball, so that option's there, but they do put the field goal through for 3. It's now 17-7. Wildcats lead by 10. Cavemen going to try and do something big here, especially before halftime. Going into that locker room, you want to have something to end on a high note. Can they do it? Lots of time here in the first half for the Cavemen to do something special on offense once again. Now, after seeing that initial play from special teams, you've got to aim away from Evan Leos, right? I mean, they've given it to him twice now. The first time, 85 yards. The second time, 25 or 26 yards, which obviously is about what you're wanting to get, but it's almost like you're kind of just drawing out of a hat right now.
Yeah, but, you know, for a good team like this, maybe that's their challenge. Like, hey, you know what? He got us the first time. He's not getting us again. Keep giving him the ball and let's put him deep. You know what I mean? So who knows? You know, it's just like when you're pitching to a guy that's their number 1 guy. It's like, oh, you know, we better pitch around him. It's like, we're going after that guy. We're going to make him show that our pitcher's better than him.
Right.
So we'll see what happens with this kickoff.
All right, so Lovington getting set to kick things off here. Back to kick for Lovington is number 31, Caleb Aranda. All right, here he comes. And this one, pretty deep kick there. I think you got to let it go if you're the Cavemen, and they do. So they kick this one off to Ty Young, another speedster on the Cavemen. But this one went way over his head, and it's going to put the Cavemen at an initial 25 yards on the drive. 10 minutes, 9 seconds here in the second quarter. We're looking at 79 degrees here tonight. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It was raining. It was like a 95% chance of rain for about an hour and a half earlier. And then it settled down and became a beautiful day. Just enough to put a tiny bit of humidity in the air, I guess, right?
Yes, it wasn't bad. But it's beautiful right now. You want to come over and catch the half the game probably.
All right, so the Cavemen have 2 wide receivers out to the left side. They just moved Rodriguez back behind with Perez. Perez decides to run it. He's going to get about a yard or 2 on that play. But Perez, he does have the ability to run. I think he's not like a quick quarterback, but he can gain speed over time. You know, he doesn't have like a immediate explosion, kind of like you would see out of a running back or some of the wide receivers. But if you give him a little bit of space, he's going to hurt you. Perez, one back with him. And they do hand this one off. He's got a lot of space. Good run for Rodriguez, and he's going to get to the 48-yard line. Great job by number 27. I'm sorry, I said Rodriguez. Number 27, Brock Wright, who has been on fire tonight.
Yeah, that was a nice run.
Apologize for that one. Brock Wright, a sophomore, making his mark. So now Brock Wright, Lennon Annanins, and Colton McKibben making impacts in their sophomore year at the varsity level. That's impressive. Once again, they give it to Wright, and even though he falls, he gets about 3. He's getting 3 yards falling. We're okay with that.
Yeah, so that's part of that freshman class that they talked about.
Yes. And I saw Brock Wright at school a few times this year. He said, I could beat you at golf.
Oh, dang.
I said,
challenge
you're probably
accepted.
right. 8 minutes,
Oh, so
53 seconds on the clock. And Perez is back with Wright. 2 wide receivers on either side of the field for the Cavemen. And here's a short pass to Ty Young, who's going to catch this one. They're going to count this. Yes, it was in bounds, so about 3 yards on the play. It's going to.
I'm surprised that you didn't say challenge accepted.
Oh, no, I accepted it.
You just nervous. He might race you.
All right, Perez trying to make a play here, and he does. Is forward progress going to put him at the first down?
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
look
know.
where he's at. Yes, look where the referee's at.
Yes,
it's right
sir.
on the
They're going to
40-yard line.
spot this one. Just a yard past.
Wait, yeah, they moved the
Yep,
chains.
they're going to put it on the 40-yard line. So the Cavemen getting a first down, giving this crowd something to cheer about. The pool party section over in the student section is having a good time with beach balls and floaties and things like that. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. Here remains in the second quarter. Perez back with Wright. Perez looks over to his right, gets it to Castañeda. He gets taken down as soon as he catches it. And they show that he stripped it, and they're going to give it to him.
Did they already turn it over?
So Lovington's going to have the ball here. Castañeda caught it and was just stolen right off the bat.
See, I thought he
Great
was down.
play from Lovington to get there, get those hands in. That's not an easy thing to do, or we'd see it more often. So with 8 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock and a first down,
I mean, he was just barely at the line of scrimmage. He didn't have any forward progress.
like he knew that was the exact play that was being ran. Nobody in the backfield with Prudencio. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Here's a pass, pretty deep, wide open, but too far on the pass.
Penalty flag.
He was looking for number 9, the wide receiver, Elijah Rivero.
Looks like it might be holding because the Lovington guys are kind of throwing their heads back like, oh, shoot.
We're going to see what the captain of the crew says here for the referees.
Well, Lovington's moving back, so I'm pretty sure that's where it's going.
All right, then we're going to get a.
Yep.
All right. Holding on the offense. It's going to put him back 10 yards.
Is it 10? See, I thought it was 15 for holding. It is.
Oh, it's 10 yards, but I was going to say 15 yards is the penalties that are like putting
like
you at
mask,
risk for
yeah.
injury, I think. Like, yeah, face mask and horse collar and all that stuff. 8 minutes and 5 seconds remain here in the second quarter as Lovington is getting deeper into their own territory. They've got 1st and 20 to go. This one a short pass, lots of room to reach the original line of scrimmage, and they get past that. About a 16-yard gain there for Lovington. And just like that, they're back into it. It's going to be 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats. And
that was a real short screen pass. It just had a couple of good blocks and
performance at the state championship game to take home the trophy. If Lovington can stay on the path that they're on right now with a #1 seed in 5A, they would probably be one of the only teams to ever win back-to-back state championships in 2 different levels. Here's Prudencio. He's got a guy right up the middle, and it looked like we had a defender right there. He just didn't put a hand up. But Lovington's going to score their 3rd touchdown of the game. It's going to make it 23-7 Wildcats. So a good pass there. And when the Wildcats are able to really make an impact play, it's happening on like almost no defender within sight, right? The only time that we've seen a really good play made from a wide receiver for Lovington was this like 50-50 ball we saw him catch over here at around the 40-yard line. That's about it. For the rest of the time, their guys are getting crazy separation or getting lost. So that extra point is good. It's going to make it 24-7 as Carlsbad's going to have a little over 6 minutes to go and score. Try and go into that locker room with another touchdown under their belt, or at least 3. The range for Annanins is about 40 yards game time. Now, we talked about it. I actually spoke with him after we had an interview with Coach Sanders about, like, you threw him out there for a 44-yard field goal attempt. You feel confident in him. He said, I think his range is about 48. And Annanin said, my range is about 58. So we want to see.
Yeah, 58 in game time is way different than, you know what I mean, with guys coming at you, and because you got to kick it low when you're kicking at that distance.
Sure.
So it's hard to think about making one that distance.
Absolutely. So if the Cavemen can get within, I would say, about 30 yards, then they've got a chance to put some points on the board. But if not, like you said, I mean, it is tough to do. You still got to factor in the other guys, the wind, you know, everything. Here's a deep kick from Lovington. And the Cavemen are going to go ahead and field this one at like the 1-yard line. And no, referee's going to say he stepped on the line, so it's going to be a touchback, 25-yard line for the Cavemen. It's probably going to work out better for them.
Oh, for sure. Or we don't know for sure, but, you know, possibly. Speaking of lines, did you see, well, you probably didn't watch it, but the Chiefs and the Ravens played last night, and the very last play of the game, I can't remember, Lively, I think was the guy's name.
Yep.
And he caught the ball, but he was on the back part of the end zone, and his foot, they called it a touchdown, and they reviewed it, and he was probably 2 inches from being
That's crazy.
Completely in bounds, and so they called it back, and they lost by a touchdown.
Sometimes a game of inches.
Yeah, for sure.
6 minutes, 11 seconds. Perez in the backfield with Wright, I believe. And right now it only makes sense to be, if you're going to rush at all, you're going to put it in Wright's hands. 3 wide receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. The one on the right is Castañeda, but Brock Wright gets the ball here, and he's going to look like he got about nothing on that one. He put his head down pretty deep. That's dangerous to do.
Yeah.
You put your neck at risk, but he came up just fine, and that's what we want to see. 5 minutes, 50 seconds here with a 2nd and 10 for the Cavemen. Perez, he's got 2 wide receivers.
Castañeda's deep.
Deep ball for Castañeda. He gets the catch.
Oh, nice.
He's going to make it. The touchdown for the Cavemen comes at the hands of Bobby Castañeda. About an 80-yard 40-yard touchdown pass. Kaysen Pettis speedy beat his defender. 5 minutes, 32 seconds on the clock, and the Cavemen have scored.
See, and to me, I think that was mostly Castañeda because he threw him and he didn't get to run into it. He had to kind of come back to it, and he kind of pulled it away from the defender and took off. So that was
perfect timing
nice
on the jump there because, yeah, like you said, I mean, you jump, you slow down, you know, you stop that momentum, and it was just the right timing. What a play by Castañeda, a junior for the Cavemen. Last year, the sophomore phenom, and this one's going to go through. So 24-4 Cavemen putting up a fight here tonight. And this looks like a whole different team than we saw on week 1 against Artesia. We know that they did well against Goddard. Special teams had a large part in their, you know, offensive explosion against Goddard. And tonight we've seen special teams be special once or twice, but their offense looks pretty good, especially after that specific play.
Well, when they gave that first ball to Brock Wright and he just kind of went to the line of scrimmage, I thought, well, I know they're trying to get down the field and they don't have that much time, but when they aired that one up, that was nice.
Wow. So Sanders just kind of trying to play the long game, trying to play a little bit of chess, like, okay, they're just going to try and, you know, kind of eat away at the first down, and goes for a deep pass. And Bettis read that just right. The timing was right. I think him and Castañeda really have something special when they can find each other and link up. So 5 minutes, 32 seconds on the clock. And the Cavemen trail 24-14. And the over-under that we placed on the game was 44.5 total points. And right now, what does that put us at?
38.
I mean, we're right there already here in the first half. Here is Annanens as he kicks this one deep. And, yep, he's got quite the power behind that leg. The sophomore puts it in the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. Lovington on the 25-yard line.
Well, with 5:32 left in the first half, I feel like there's still a lot of time for more scoring. So we may get to that 44.5.
Down just past just before first down. So it's going to be third and feet. Yeah. So Cavemen have a task here, and they're going to get a flag thrown. Ooh, we're going to find out what that one's all about. Lots of flags on the turf tonight. I haven't seen many bad calls tonight, though. I'll say that. There's been a couple of questionable but not as many as usual. I mean, I feel like the referees have done a pretty good job today.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
All right, that's going to be against both teams, so it's going to even out.
Yeah,
so they offset each other, so nothing going to happen here.
They're probably talking smack and, you know what I mean, maybe shoving each other or something.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, and I keep seeing what you had talked about earlier with the light on the back of number 13, Rio Sanchez. It's his back plate is like a reflective blue.
His parents have a strobe light. I mean,
a laser,
a pin light on him.
9 minutes, 23 seconds. And be on the lookout on the All Sports Best social media page throughout the week. We might have a mascot reveal coming to you soon. Who's behind the mask? 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Prudencio just has a couple of inches to go for a first down, and they're going to easily get this one. Good hit there by number 28 for the Cavemen. Renson Quimby. We'll just say Renson. 8 minutes, 55 seconds, and Lovington got a fresh start here with a 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. So 3 wide receivers lining up on the wide side of the field, 1 on the short side. Prudencio in the shotgun, he hands it off. Taken down right before the line of scrimmage, so a 1-yard loss. And Lovington has seen a couple of runs go well for them, but that's just about it. A couple. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. Can the defense hold up here for the Cavemen? Eight minutes, 5 seconds. All right, Prudencio, a pass right up the middle. Pretty wide open middle, but luckily number 39 for the Cavemen, Simon Rubio, was able to hold on. Brought the receiver down just short of the first down. But Lovington has been pretty solid here on this drive, really kind of fighting, clawing their way back from like a deep into their own end zone.
Well, in a perfect world for Lovington, they just run the clock out and try to score at the end of the game, not give Carlsbad any time, but we've got to get the ball back sometime.
I was going to say that is a perfect world, but it's also kind of a dangerous world because you run clock, but you're also kind of wasting time. But you're right. I mean, every first down for them is like another 2 minutes off the clock, and that's dangerous for the Cavemen.
Especially short passes.
Exactly, and Cavemen have 2 timeouts left. Lovington has all 3 still remaining here in the fourth quarter. So this is a phenomenal game. Glad to be a part of it. Glad to have you guys here joining us. All Sports Best, Red Rocket Media, here on the broadcast. All right. Prudencio hands it off. Oh, and it's going to be a fumble. Do the Cavemen get it? Yes, they do. Signaled for the Cavemen. It's a turnover. Within a field goal of a game. Pretty good prediction. All right, here's a 3-yard gain there for the Cavemen. He got this one out to Eloy Lopez, and that's the first time we've seen him in a couple of drives or a couple series, it seems like, because he wasn't on the last series. Yeah. So Perez getting the signals from coach on his sideline. 2 wide receivers out to the left. That's Evan Leos and Eloy Lopez. And then Castaneda and Young on the right side. Brock Wright. No! Perez has it. 5-yard gain. 5-yard gain for the Cavemen off of a Kaysen Perez run. That's a first down, ladies and gentlemen, with 6 minutes left on the clock. The Cavemen in field goal range to make this a tie ball game. Of course, in a good position to continue to get yards.
For sure.
Smart move there from Kaysen Perez. Perez, big pass here. Can he get it? He does! Bobby Castaneda with the touchdown. Cavemen take the lead.
That was a nice play.
Whoa!
What a perfect pass.
5:55 left on the clock. Plenty of time for Lovington, but Cavemen, what a pass. Perfect placement. Castaneda was there. The hands are undeniable. The Cavemen score 30-27. And the extra point here, if good, will put them up 4. Annanins with a big job here. The snap has to be good. The kick has to be good. Important extra point here. Decent snap. The kick is good. No flags on the play. The Cavemen up 4. Ruben, we're dancing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome because you're up 4. They've got to go for a touchdown. But you know what? We got to just get that defense back on the field. And main thing, I feel like we kick it too deep. I think you do that mid-range swivel kick and try to get them to cover it.
You can't afford a big, you can't afford a deep cut.
No.
Not at all. So right here, the mentality, of course, coach is going to go out there and talk to him. Coach Millar going to head the special teams as they get prepared to kick it off. But, I mean, if you're talking to the defense right now, whoever is taking the lead on that speech has to be, the rest of the game doesn't matter. We're focusing on this drive and this drive only. That's all that we care about. We did good. That doesn't matter.
It's in the past.
We got to focus on one task because sometimes that's what will kill you, right? Hey, we've done good all night. We got this. No, you have to treat it like you're hungry. Can the Cavemen be hungry here on defense? Can they be special? Here's Lennon Annanens getting the football placed.
He's
hyping up. A sophomore leader here on the special teams is pretty awesome. So Annanens getting set for his kick. And he's going to go for it. Here it comes. So it is going to be the squib kick. This one is going to go ahead and bounce around here at the 10-yard line. That's going to be a good spot. Can the Cavemen catch him? This is going to be a deep run. Might be 30-yard line. Stops it at the 33.
Good tackle.
So if the Cavemen kick it out of bounds, you almost feel like that would have been one of the moves. You know what I mean? You squib it hard. You get it over maybe to the 10-yard line, let it go out of bounds. They get spotted at the 35-yard line, and no big chances happen. But, of course, with what he just did, you really couldn't ask for better. You just have to hope you stop him a little earlier.
It had been on the 35, so we actually saved 2 yards.
We did say it's perfect play from the Cavemen.
I felt like Lovington, they clipped a guy, and they didn't call it, but that's okay. We just got to play some good defense now.
5 minutes, 47 seconds. Cavemen have to be good here. Prudencio puts up a pass. This one is caught. About a 7-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 3 remaining here for Lovington. All right, so pretty good spot for both teams, honestly. If you're Lovington, you have to feel like, hey, this is a great practice, a great preview into the future. If you're the Cavemen, you're thinking, hey, we've got them back here a little bit. We've got the lead, and our defense has been on fire. So both teams have to feel pretty confident in their abilities. Big run here by Cardenas, and he's going to get out of bounds to stop the clock, but not before a first down and plenty more.
Oh, penalty. They're unsportsmanlike. You could see him jawing back and forth right there.
We're going to see, is it going to be an offset thing? Was it from the offense or defense? We're going to find out. It looks like there's a player down for the Cavemen, and you don't want to see that. That player right now, it looks like Augustine Venegas, and he has been a monster for the Cavemen tonight. So you got to hope this is something super temporary, because he has been key.
Just got to hope Luke and Derek can take care of him. Looks like he's okay getting up.
So he's walking on his own power, a little bit of brace. Oh, and he's jogging off a little bit.
He's like, I'm not coming out.
So it might have just been something that they had to take a look at. I think if you go down,
you got to sit out one play.
You have to sit out, especially on an injury timeout. But it looks like he's limping a bit, but he's going to be okay, and that's good news, because he has been really good tonight.
For sure.
5 minutes, 35 seconds. And I guess the unsportsmanlike or the unnecessary roughness, whatever it is that they
lid off his head, it didn't get.
That's tough right there. Yeah, that was honestly, that was a bad call. It felt like he grabbed him, he wrapped him up top,
and he slid him. He slung him.
Well, and then he slid his hands up. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't even grabbing a face mask. So you guys let me know in the comments. I mean, that can't be a face mask call, right? I mean, any kind of tackle that looks like it was pretty hard is being called unnecessary roughness or a personal foul or face mask tonight. You got to softly lay them down. It's becoming kind of that trend.
Well, to me, we were talking about how good the referees were doing, and I feel like you can't let the referees, influence the game on a situation like that, because that was a momentum breaker right there when he had him in the sack.
Yeah, that's tough. Cavemen have done really well getting to the backfield of the Wildcats all night long. They've made some hits. They've done a couple of shoestring hits too to get him down, and it's like that maybe is the only way you're going to be sure you don't get called for a penalty, but you can't be sure he goes down. You have to secure the tackle. I felt like that's what he was doing there, and just an unfortunate turn of events.
You could see where Sanders is talking to the referees, and he's not agreeing with them, and of course he's pleading his case, but they're not going to change their mind.
They're not going to change it, but I do feel as a head coach, it is your job to get out there and say, look, you need to pay attention, and that sort of thing cannot happen the rest of, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Lovington's in the best position they could possibly be in. I mean, they could take so much time off the clock here.
That's a game changer for sure.
And they have been good in this area tonight, so it's dangerous position for them. And I don't know if Venegas is back in the game yet.
I'm sure he is.
Here's a pass up the middle, and that
man.
one's a touchdown right there. So easy touchdown, wide open down the middle with 5 minutes, 15 seconds left. Lovington takes the lead. Cavemen with plenty of time to do something in retaliation. Can they do it? Can they make the comeback once again? Cavemen have been good tonight, so is Lovington. And what's crazy to me is, like, I don't feel that Lovington has had very many miscues to think, hey, this #1 team came into Carlsbad and they just didn't have their best.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're coming out, they're making passes, they're making plays, they're just getting stopped. It's not, you know, penalties of that nature. There's an offsides penalty on the Cavemen. And on something like that, of course, you get upset as a coach, but it's really not going to make a difference.
No.
So they're going to go half the distance to the end zone and attempt a field goal again. So Lovington is up by 2 points. So if they did want to go for 2, this could be the moment, and that could have been, you know, have its effect on the game. So, yeah, it actually might be important.
But I think they're just going to go ahead and go for it with the extra point just so they secure that 3-point lead.
So back to hold it for Lovington once again is Alec Holguin.
Oh, he blocked
and he gets blocked.
That's huge.
Wow, so Cavemen now just need a field goal. So the goal once again for the Cavemen is to get within field goal range. If they can do that, the sophomore is going to be put on the spot, and we think that Coach has all the bit of confidence in this kid to come out and just nail it. And he's been good all night. He's been perfect at the extra point, and we'd hope to see that continue. The Carlsbad Cavemen, the Lovington Wildcats within a 2-point with a 2-point dogfight. Good crowd here on the home side. Not a bad crowd on the visiting side either. 5:15 on the clock. Ty Young back to receive. Evan Leos also back to receive. So what has happened tonight has been, if Young gets the ball, if he receives the ball, he's going to hand it off to Leos. If Leos gets the ball, he's going to hold on to it. He'll fake the handoff. He's been doing that all night long. But I do like the handoff, like, thought, because if Ty Young decides, hey, this time I'm going to hold on to it, it's just another, it's another thing to have to think about.
That's why that starburst that Artesia does is so deadly.
Mm-hmm. Deep kick here. This one's going to go to Young, and he's going to run it over to Leos, and he's going to hold on to this one. Can he get somewhere? Right now he's at the 15. Get over to the 20. 23-yard line, not too bad. Looked like he was going to go down at about the 15, so to gain a few extra yards is helpful for the Cavemen. 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Cavemen, they've got a ways to go to make this comeback, but plenty of time to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if you're a high school player, this is what you live for.
Oh, yeah, this is what you want to see, whether you're a player, you're a fan, you're a coach. You know what I mean? You want to see a hard-fought game, and you want to be able to have a chance to win it at the end. They called it back.
Yeah,
there must have been a penalty of some kind. They're at the 12-yard line instead of at the 22.
All right, it must have been a hold. So the 12-yard line, the Cavemen, 88 yards to go. They've done it before. They can do it again. Jason Perez back in the shotgun. His running back, Brock Wright, right next to him. And they hand it to Wright. Wright gets stopped early. About a 2-yard loss there. This offensive line has had quite a bit of rest. I mean, Lovington had the ball for quite a while, so Carlsbad offense starting off a little bit fresh. We're going to see what that does for him here. Wide receiver out to the left. That's Bobby Castañeda. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Kaysen fakes the handoff. He's getting into his own end zone. Pops out. The pass is out of bounds, incomplete. 4 minutes, 41 seconds. And the Cavemen at 3rd and 10 on the 10-yard line. So a tough start here for the Cavemen. Perez can make a difference with just one pass. We know Castañeda is definitely capable of making the big plays. Will they go for something big here, or will they just try and get it to 11 yards? What do you say? Or
I say you go
12
for
yards?
the first down and try to keep it going because we still have 4 minutes left.
All right, Perez gets the snap. It's clean. Here's a pass up the middle. A big pass here. Evan Leos has breakaway speed. Here he goes.
Going for it. He's going
the
for
20, the 10. He's going to get
he's in the end zone.
Cavemen.
Oh, that was huge. That was so good.
4 minutes left on the clock, and the Cavemen waste no time. On a 3rd and long, Kaysen Perez finds his man wide open. Evan Leos is the fastest man alive right now.
He could have been in the Olympics. That was sick.
Holy smokes. We're talking about a big-time ball game here for the Cavemen. 37-33. Annanen's here for the extra point. What a play for the Cavemen. Great connection between Perez and Leos. Wow, is he fast.
44 and a half.
Yeah, well, it's been plenty.
What are we at, 70?
Wow. Yeah, we are. 70 points overall in tonight's game. This is plenty of offense. And what's crazy about how much offense has happened in this game, we're talking about defense all night long.
Yeah, for sure.
And the Cavemen have been exceptional tonight.
We got to hear about defense one more time tonight.
We do, we do. Lennon Annanens. He's been really good tonight to give Cavemen the best fighting chance on special teams. The Cavemen can stay in their lines. They're pretty solid. They can make a play here.
Yeah, if you're
4
here at
minutes.
the game. Go ahead.
4 minutes, 8 seconds on the clock. Annanens connects for a short squib. This one's going to stop at the 15-yard line. It's going to give the Cavemen a chance to get a stop pretty quick. They get him down to the 30-yard line. Not a bad start for the Cavemen defense. Lovington's kick returner, slow to get up a little bit, kind of walking off.
They still find a way to make a lot out of nothing.
Yes.
You know that? Sometimes it looks like, okay, they're going to get them right there because they good coverage and everything, and they just find a way to pick it up and go and still get 15 yards. It's pretty crazy.
They really do. It has been impressive to see them on kick returns, and I would imagine that was one of their biggest ways to kind of tear another team apart. They beat Hobbs. Hobbs beat Artesia. And this is not a team that's just kind of middle of the road. This is a solid squad.
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes the Caveman defense. No, quarterback steps up, gets the first down on a connection with number 14, Jaden Guiterres. So Prudencio has been good tonight. The quarterback position, if a play breaks up, he's been able to kind of create some space and find a second chance at a pass downfield. Right there, he was able to kind of do that. This time stepping up. So clock continuing to run, 3 minutes, 42 seconds. Prudencio gets the snap, it's a bit low. Cavemen get the stop, but Lovington ended up getting about 3 yards on the play. So 2nd and 7. Using the running game, they are kind of chipping away at the clock. And I think, like you said before, I mean, They probably feel comfortable in this. They had to have played in some pretty close games over the last year. They've got a lot of their guys back, a lot of players that are seniors and juniors on this team. So they have looked pretty poised in that aspect. Prudencio looking downfield, finds his guy once again. Gutierrez is going to get the first down, and a good job there for number 13 for the Cavemen, Rio Sanchez, to get to him and secure the tackle. That's going to be a first down Lovington, though. 2 minutes, 57 seconds. The Caveman down there in his pool party outfit, and the student section has been pretty dang good all night long. Stayed pretty into the game. They're all festive for the pool party theme. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. This crowd is into it. Prudencio steps back. He's going to have to scramble. He's got a few guys on him from Carlsbad, and he's got a guy. Can they get to him? No. That's going to be a touchdown, number 4 for Lovington,
Holguin.
Alec Holguin. And no flags on the play, so it is going to be good. And Lovington again scores. Leave some time on the clock for the Cavemen. They've done it before a couple of times now, as a matter of fact. The closer it gets to that 0 on the clock, the scarier it becomes as a fan or as a coach or a player.
Well, I felt like when they had the ball and they ran a couple of times, it's like they were comfortable knowing that they could advance the ball, and they did into the end zone.
They did. And here's a big play for the Cavemen if they can find a way to get another block on this. Oh, and they almost do. Just missed it. I don't know how you can just break through on that, and they're going to throw a flag
From
about an hour
over.
late.
I think it was jumping over the defender. I mean, the lineman.
Why would you not throw that right away then?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, why are we taking so long to throw the flag?
Yeah, I'm just guessing that. I don't know what we'll find out.
It could be. Maybe it's just something
Field goal
that's
was good. Personal foul.
Personal foul. Okay, so it's going to set the kickoff a little bit forward, which isn't that big of a deal, I don't think. But
I mean,
guess if you do a touchback,
put on the 20, yeah.
Yeah, 25. 2 minutes, 31 seconds for the Cavemen to find a way to score once again. They're down 3. A field goal ties it, puts this thing into overtime. A touchdown will most likely win it. Can the special teams do something big here? We're going to find out. Evan Leos back. Ty Young back. Ruben, your prediction, over or under 30 yards on this return?
Well, I'm going to say that they're probably going to kick it into the end zone because look where they're starting.
Oh.
They're starting. They can probably kick a field goal.
All right, so what's your prediction then?
Ball's going to go on a touchback. Unless they want to
Still
squibble
haven't said your prediction. That would
I
be
guess
an under.
if Lovington could squibble kick it, they might get them back deep. You know what I mean? So as a coach, I might do that just to see them have a chance of getting them, pinning them deep to make them go 90 yards.
2 minutes, 31 seconds. Kicking off for Lovington is number 31, Caleb Aranda. And here he comes. This one is going to be deep.
Through the upright?
Through the, uprights. He did make it, but Cavemen are going to get this one on the 25. Still not a bad start. The touchback really does kind of favor the receiving team, don't you think?
I think it's on the 20.
2 minutes, 31 seconds as the Cavemen take over here. Is it on the 20? Dang.
I think it's the NFL
I thought they
that
moved
went
it to the 25.
I think the NFL does that. They do it on the 25 now.
So my thought is, if it's a touchback, why do you put it on a certain side of the hash? Wouldn't it seem like you'd put it in the middle of the field?
Yeah, I don't understand it either, but.
All right, lots of space over on the left side. 3 receivers, as a matter of fact, for the Cavemen. 2 on the right side. Cavemen are definitely going to put it out there. They want to pass here. Quick one here, and that one goes to Castañeda, and he's got some space. He's got to the 40. 20-yard
That
gain
was
there
nice.
on the shortest pass. You'll see the yards after catch, impressive, 20 of them. As Perez just kind of put it over there. And Castañeda did some magic footwork and gets 20 yards off of it.
Yeah, that looked
Beautiful
really nice.
play. Perez back solo once again. 2 receivers out to the right, 3 to the left. They've got speed all over. Castañeda taking off to the left side. Perez steps up. Can he get some yards? And it looks like he is going to get a few, maybe 2 or 3. They're going to spot him at 2-yard, 1-yard gain. Okay. So 2nd down and 9.
I think the most important thing about that was he got out of bounds, stopped the clock. With
Right.
2 minutes left, they just got to keep the clock from running out.
So plenty of space here on the left side for the Cavemen. They've got 3 receivers out there as well. Castañeda's out to the right. He's been a key receiver tonight for the Cavemen. Short pass over to right. He's got to hold on to that ball. He gets it to the line of scrimmage and a little bit more. 2-yard gain for Wright, who's been solid all night long.
Now,
And
there's a flag.
There's a flag.
And it's going
So
to be
what
on the
could it be?
Caveman. It's going to be on the Caveman because that guy said something to him and he shoved him. Number 67.
All right, so we're going to
that's my
find
guess.
out. We're
Yeah.
going to hope that's not the case, but you cannot have things like that happen. It looks like they're going to go up against Lovington here.
Yeah, maybe.
They're facing that way, and Lovington's backing up, so let's see what the call is. Unsportsmanlike conduct
Yeah.
against Lovington, so that's a huge, huge change in the game for the Cavemen. A 1st down and good ball position. The Cavemen need a field goal to tie this thing up. They're getting closer and closer to Annanen's range. I feel maybe most comfortable at about 25 yards.
Yeah, I would say 25.
As a viewer. So Perez in the backfield with Brock Wright, 2 to the left, 3 to the right, or 2 to the left, 2 to the right wide receivers. Eloy Lopez took off in motion to the right side. Perez passes it deep. Castañeda catches it and he gets out of bounds.
That was a nice
That's
catch.
to the 16-yard line. Where will they place it? 17-yard line. Cavemen well within range. Beautiful pass. Risky play from Perez. He hit his most trusted guy. He comes up, give him a high five, and you got to love it.
What a combination that is right there.
Cason Perez, if you see him shake his hand, same with Castañeda. I mean, really, this whole Caveman team tonight, offensively, defensively,
Yeah.
it's a special night for Caveman football. Cason Perez, we have to be smart here with the ball. Pass over the top. Oh, could it be? And it's pass interference. Half the distance to the goal line. We're going to find out. He's going to be on the 5-yard line for the Cavemen. 1:35 left on the clock. The pass was intended for Evan Leos. Evan Leos has breakaway speed. And his defender knew it. Got a hand on him, and it's going to cost him a little bit. But you think about it this way. If you're Lovington and you're that defender, you think, do I risk this close to the end zone, or do I let him get that catch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether it was a good pass or not, you really don't know in the moment all the time. So good job by the Cavemen. Heart kind of stopped beating a little bit when I saw him go for that pass, but he's been really good all night long. What an adrenaline rush from this crowd this team has to have right now. Perez with Brock Wright in the backfield. Can he get it close? No, Perez has it. Overthrows his receiver in Eloy Lopez. Man, he was wide open too. That would have been at least a good 5-yard gain, maybe a touchdown.
I think that defender got in his way, so he tried to loft it over him, and that's where it hurt him.
And that's a dangerous thing to do. You overthrow a guy on a route like that, you just never know. Earlier, we saw it for Lovington. Overthrew one of their guys, hit off the head of a referee, bounced up, and Lovington caught it, and it really worked out in their favor. But it could have easily been a pick for the Cavemen, too. So you just never know. It's a dangerous situation. So now, 2nd and 8. Cason Perez, I'm sorry, 2nd and 2.
Right.
He hands it off to Wright. Wright's got to be smart with the ball. He gets in he hits the pylon. That's a touchdown, Cavemen. Cavemen football takes the lead. Looking around, making sure this is full-on reality. No flags on the field. That is a touchdown. So they're going to go for this extra point.
And it's big.
And it is going to be the biggest extra point of the night. The last one the Cavemen attempted got blocked. Oh no, they're going to say he was out of bounds
At the
within a
half-yard line?
inch.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to really push this one. Lovington definitely expecting the run. And Perez gets in there, strolls right in, takes a couple seconds off the clock. And the Cavemen secure the touchdown. 43-40, the Cavemen take the lead. What a shootout it has been in the fourth quarter, Ruben. The last 7 minutes of the game have scored, what, 20-plus points?
Oh, yeah. Almost
21 points?
over-under was just in the last quarter for sure.
Holy smokes. The prediction before the game that I had made was over-under 44.5 points total on this game. It's been quite the opposite. Cavemen now have scored 44 total points by themselves.
They almost have the over-under by themselves.
Exactly. So Cavemen get it out of reach of a field goal for Lovington. They have a minute 23. Defense has to be smart. Ruben, the keys to the last minute and 23 seconds has to be no penalties.
And no big plays.
Strong defense, exactly.
Yeah.
If you can get guys down inbounds, that might not even really matter that much, to be honest with you. They've got 3 timeouts left. They're going to use them all.
I think I'm going to be embarrassed because these cheerleaders are going to have bigger arms than me tonight when they leave the stadium.
Yep, they're doing tons of push-ups, and we're happy about it. They'll be sore on Monday for sure. All right, so definitely a good crowd here tonight. Cavemen fans staying through 4. I see some babies in the crowd being held by their moms like, no, we're not going home. I don't care if it's bedtime. We're sticking around. And 1 minute, 23 seconds on the clock as the Cavemen have a chance here to make a defensive stop. And the most important series of the night starts now. Lennon Ananins with a small chip shot. A good bounce, a little bit of a bobble, not much. Gutierrez has the ball. He's got some room. He's going up the middle. A guy to beat. Another guy to beat. He gets him. 30-yard line. Gets stopped at the 25-yard line, and that's not what you want if you're the Cavemen special teams. Rough way to start this series. It only shaves 13 seconds off the clock, and he does what a lot of offenses just hope to do over the course of 10 minutes.
For sure.
Dices the Carlsbad special teams for a good solid 80 yards, about 60 yards.
No, that's a tough one too right there.
I thought Ananins had a good strategy on that one. It bounced on a short hop to him. He bobbled it a second, but it's almost like that helps him sometimes tonight. All right, big play here, right over the middle. It's dropped. So a dropped pass there, incomplete. Prudencio made a pretty good pass. It was a bit behind his receiver, but number 4, Alec Holguin, couldn't hold on to it, bobbled it in the air, and dropped it.
And great sportsmanship by the defender. I think it was McKibben, and he helped him get up, kind of, you know what I mean? It just shows, hey, you got to be a good sport. It's a great game. There's no reason to have unsportsmanlike conduct here at the end.
A minute and 4 seconds left on the clock. Lovington needs to get into the end zone. Cavemen need to stop him. Prudencio has 2 wide receivers on either side. He's looking down. He's scrambling. He's got room. He throws it. This one He's going to get tackled, but he's definitely in bounds. They're going to keep the clock running. They absolutely are. Coach Millar on the sideline definitely motioning that's what it's going to be.
They're calling
50 seconds on the clock, and they call a timeout. So they use a timeout here. They will probably burn all 3 if needed. Of course, Lovington, you just never know if they're even going to get to that point. They're trying to get into the end zone now. There's no need to waste time. So a good job there by the Cavemen to contain that right after the pass. Got him down inbounds immediately. Forced him to burn a timeout, but even before the timeout, I think they probably burned another 6 seconds.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, each and every second is crucial now.
Coach Millar was refereeing from the sideline.
He was.
Telling him to keep that clock running.
He's a dual threat, a ref and a coach. 50 seconds on the clock. Cavemen lead 44-40. Cavemen have 2 timeouts. Lovington with 2 timeouts. There has been no home field advantage in terms of officiating. It's been called, I think, fairly on both sides. There's some unfortunate here and there, but nothing that's unexpected. But the crowd has really been into it, and I think the Cavemen have fed off of that one. Energy through the roof, and the defense has to use that.
At this point, they can't let him in the end zone because they don't have enough time to score with 50 seconds.
So Prudencio gets the ball. He's looking to find somebody. McKibben almost got to him. Got another hand on him. Lots of blocking for the defense. Did they find the receiver?
Oh,
they do.
Dang.
So Colton McKibben, almost got to the quarterback. It was close, but he's able to scramble around until he finds number 9, Elijah Rivera. 38.6 seconds on the clock remain, and Lovington's going to go for that extra point. So Cavemen are really going to have to step on the gas if they want to score now. What the special teams was the biggest play of the night, I think. The big return to the 25-yard line for the Wildcats on this final drive.
Another penalty flag.
And another penalty that won't probably, well, it will matter actually, because now the big threat for the 2 speedsters on the team won't really be there. So the Cavemen will be limited to the 20-yard line on this return, likely. So kind of a deflating drive there. Lovington is solid in the clutch, no doubt about it. It's almost like they thrive off of needing to score.
Backs against the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They have no choice, and they find a way.
That's what championship teams do, and that's
it is.
I mean, the Cavemen have been awesome tonight. I mean, the only way is if they can get in field goal range and kick one as time's running off the clock, but they're running out of time, like you said, 38.6 seconds.
We put a lot of investment into into our kicker. If we put it within close distance, I mean, he's going to have to, there might be a chance for him to kick like a record-breaking something, and that's a lot to put on a young kid. Or do you go with a deep pass? Like, there's a lot of decisions to be made in just a quick amount of time. But the Cavemen do have 2 timeouts, so 38 seconds feels like it extends a little bit deeper than that.
It's just frustrating getting 2 penalties in a row on the extra point where it puts them in this kind of position.
Exactly.
Because there's really no chance at a run back.
No. So you're kind of just playing this really short game here. And they just put this one in the field house. They're going to have to replace that window. 38 seconds remain. Cavemen are going to be on their own 20-yard line. Perez and Castañeda and Leos have been really special tonight. They've got extra weapons in Young and Lopez. Brock Wright's been solid as well. But will the run game come into play here? I doubt it. They're going to have to really
air it out.
Throw the ball. We're probably looking at 5 wide receivers out. And Pettis has been reading each route really, really well. But you got, you think back on this, they're going to go back to look at film. And we're going to hope that when they go back to look at film, they watch the coolest drive of their lives right here. Pettis with a short pass there, and that one's no good. About 3 seconds run off of the clock. So 2nd and 10 here at their own 20-yard line. Pettis knows he has to make quick decisions. Taking your time only wastes clock. So lots of noise in the stands right now. Cavemen getting their fair share of adrenaline from it. 35 seconds. Pettis looking for it. Can he find his guy? And that might be the ball game. We're going to hope they count this one out of bounds. It's just going to be incomplete. All right, so that one came off of the hands of number 17, Richard Hernandez, right into the arms of the defender. But I believe he was completely out of bounds when he caught it. And that's what they're going to go with here on the call, which is very fortunate for the Cavemen. But 3rd and 10. Cavemen need something big here. They've got some big hitters. Lovington has to cover Castañeda strong right now. Will they do it? Here's a big pass here. Oh no, that's going to be ball game, folks. Good hard fight from the Cavemen. Can they make a big tackle here? Strip the ball? No. And that's going to be the ball game, folks. Great game from the Cavemen. Some special teams. Unfortunate happenings late in the game, including some penalties on extra points and some big runs from Lovington on the kick returns, but a really hard-fought game for the Cavemen.
They got to keep their heads up because they couldn't have done, besides winning, they couldn't have done any better than that. That was a heck of a game.
Offense came to play, defense came to play. This was a well-rounded game for the Cavemen and something they can definitely look to for the rest of the season. And of course, this is the thing. Yes, you took the loss. However, it's not a district game. So does it go towards your record? Yes, and it definitely goes towards your point system or whatever. But what they really look at is district. So can this momentum carry over against Cibola at homecoming, and then can it continue to build going forward? The Cavemen tonight take the loss 47-44, but not before one of the best performances we've seen from the Cavemen in a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, all sports best, Red Rocket Media. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to give us a follow. We appreciate it.